Good morning, students. Today, again, we are here to discuss the last two topics of this chapter, that is matter in our surrounding, of your chemistry book. In our previous chapter, we have seen what we have seen. We have seen or we have studied about the latent heat and the importance of latent heat and the types of latent heat. Today we will discuss about the conversion of temperature from one unit to another unit. As you know very well that the SI unit of temperature, is Kelvin, but the climatic temperature is measured in degree centigrade and the body temperature is measured in Fahrenheit. So SI unit of temperature is Kelvin, and except Kelvin there are two more units to represent temperature. So including these two, there are three symbols with which we can represent temperature, and today we will discuss that how we can change Kelvin to centigrade and centigrade to Kelvin and centigrade to Fahrenheit and again vice versa. Okay, so first we will discuss that how to change degree centigrade to Kelvin. So the formula is Kelvin equals to degree centigrade plus 273. Means if you want to change the degree centigrade into Kelvin, you have to add 273 and then centigrade will convert into Kelvin. Now see the example. Suppose I have written 25 degree centigrade and we want to change this into Kelvin. So how we can change? Let's see. First we have written the formula, that is 0 degree centigrade plus 273. Now in 0 degree centigrade we write 25 plus 273 and then we add this to 3 plus 5 8 and then 7 plus 2 9 and 2 means 25 degrees centigrade equals to how much Kelvin? That is 298 Kelvin. In this way we can change centigrade into Kelvin. Now the next is what? Kelvin to degree centigrade, opposite of this. Now the formula is Kelvin and subtract 273, opposite of this. Take one more example. I'm writing over here 373 Kelvin and we want to change this one into degree centigrade. So first we have to write the formula, that 0 degree centigrade equals to K minus 273. So 373 minus 273, it is 100 degree centigrade, means 373 degree Kelvin equal to 100 degree centigrade. So this is the formula to convert degree centigrade to Kelvin or Kelvin to degree centigrade. And next we will see that how we can change the Fahrenheit into, we will see that degree centigrade to what? Fahrenheit. So the formula is Fahrenheit equals to degree centigrade into 9 by 5 plus 32. 9 by 5 plus 32. So this is the formula to change degree centigrade into Fahrenheit. Now take an example. suppose I'm taking what? Suppose I'm taking 25 degree centigrade. You want to change this one into Fahrenheit. So Fahrenheit equals to, first write the formula and then write the value of the degree centigrade. Then 5 5s are 25, cancel out this one and then multiply. 5 9s are 45 plus 32. Now we have to add 2 plus 5 7, 3 plus 4 7. So 77 Fahrenheit means 25 degrees centigrade equals to 77 Fahrenheit. Then now to change this one into Fahrenheit to degree centigrade. Now the formula is degree centigrade equal to what? Fahrenheit minus 32 whole multiplied by 5 by 9. Whole multiplied by 5 by 9. Now take another example here. Okay. If you will take what? Suppose I am taking 41 Fahrenheit. 41 degree Fahrenheit. So first we have to write the formula. F minus 32 multiplied by 5 by 9. Then put the value of Fahrenheit. That is 41 minus 32 whole multiplied by 9. Then 41 minus 32 equals to 9 into 5 by 9. Then 9 9 cancel out each other. Then 5 ones are 5. So 41 degree Fahrenheit equals to which? 5 degree centigrade. 5 degree centigrade. So in this way we can change the temperature from one unit to another unit. You have understood this one? Okay. Now okay, and many questions is given or many questions are given on your book, so you can follow the books and solve the questions and with the help of this formula. Okay, and after this you are able to change the temperature from one unit to another unit. Now one more topic is left, that is a small topic, that is dry ice. Dry ice. You are familiar with this word or don't know, but after this you will know this one. Okay. So we will discuss dry ice. Dry means dry, and there is a ice. Dry ice. This is the another name for solid carbon dioxide. Solid carbon dioxide. As you know that carbon dioxide exists in nature or are found in nature in gaseous state. But I'm talking about the solid carbon dioxide. Solid carbon dioxide. Now you will ask me that how is it possible, sir? So there is a condition. There is a condition that we can change the solid carbon, we can change the gaseous carbon dioxide into solid carbon dioxide. Now, when we compress gaseous CO2, you will observe or we will observe the sudden drop in temperature. And due to this, the gaseous carbon dioxide change into solid carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide is known as a dry ice. Dry ice. Now you will ask me, so what is the use of this dry ice? So with the help of this, we can keep fresh the meat of different animals for a longer time. Like you know this one, that the dead bodies of mans or the humans are kept in ice cubes, in a huge ice cubes. Why? Because to last long of the body. Okay, so dry ice, solid carbon dioxide is known as a dry ice. And how we can change gaseous carbon dioxide into solid carbon dioxide? So when we compress the gaseous carbon dioxide, there is a sudden drop in temperature. Means suddenly the temperature will decrease, and then, or due to this, the gaseous carbon dioxide change into solid carbon dioxide. Okay, so this is the last topic of this chapter, and today the chapter is finished. Now, in our next class or in our next video, we will discuss some important NCERT questions and the questions related to exams. Okay, so have a nice day. Thank you.